Hello, my people. Phyllis here again. Today, we want to discuss what happened at Utumishi Academy, the strikes that are happening in schools. We know this is very devastating. It's a very sad state. Imagine when you're being called that a dormitory is burning and you know your son or your daughter is inside that dormitory. Or these strikes that are happening in school. It's something that we need to talk about. And I have a feeling at this point that the government needs to call off like all schools. Zifungwe kwanza, they close the schools so that children to go back to their parents, we start finding out the solutions or what are the problems that are facing. Again, we are looking at the strikes. Why are the strikes happening? Like when you look at the Utumishi issue, that actually 7 girls can ban a school in pretense that they are trying to address the issue with the administration. Was that the right way? How are these kids raised? I know parents do their best to raise kids. No parent wants their child to look bad. But again, where did the issues, what are the root cause of the problem? Because if the administration is not looking into their issues, you know, these teachers, I also feel for the teachers and the principals. Some of them are very strict. Some of the teachers are annoying. And some of the teachers are very understanding. But let's understand one thing. These teachers are professionals. They know the issues better than even the students. So there are things that if we allow the kids, if every time we are going to give the kids their right, oh, children's right, let's give them this right, oh, this child is complaining about this, then what system are we running? So we are running institutions in this country. We are running schools in this country. So rules have to be followed, and we have to train our own children how to follow school rules and regulations. When they feel there's a lot of pressure, there's always a phone call away to reach to the parents and not banning school, not addressing your issues. It means even when they grow up, when they become mothers, when they become fathers, when they become adults, if they don't know how to address issues properly, they will ban their own homes. They will ban their own jobs because they don't agree with the administrations. You know that rules have to be followed in one way or the other. We can't run schools without rules and regulations. But again, we have to sit down with these girls and these boys to understand what is the core issue as to why they are banning schools, why they are striking. Because you find like Lenana, that's a very petty issue that they can actually strike over an event where we are talking about it's a bash. It's where the teachers are refusing them to mingle with the girls during a dance session according to what this was described. And that means that they don't know that there are rules to be followed. You don't come this close to a girl, you don't come this close to a boy. We need to go back to the drawing board and ask ourselves as parents and teachers, where are we failing these kids? So these strikes, the issue of lesbianism, we cannot rule out as one of the rivalry issues that other girls have. And I agree with one gentleman who says that these girls can be bitter again and say, okay, fine, you refused my sexual advances towards this girl. You refused to be my girlfriend. You refused to be a lesbian with me. And therefore, I have a grudge against you. And therefore, this grudge grows to the extent where you want the other person to die. So there are many factors we have to consider that lesbianism and gayism is real in our schools, and it's affecting the strike issues because they are underlying issues down there. So what I'm saying is we need to go to the root cause of the problem. Again, there's a lot of drugs in school, drug abuse, bangi, it's a lot. Heroin is in schools. So leading to students not being able to comprehend that they are, once you start taking bang, one of the things that it stops your brain from thinking, it stops your brain from functioning. So sometimes you look at somebody who is looking at you, but they are not looking at you because they're using bang. And therefore, these are effects of drug abuse that are leading to these strikes. So as much as we want to, seeing people saying, oh, the teachers should be arrested, or the teachers, imagine if you're a principal today in a school, and therefore a student comes and tells you there's going to be a strike today. Another one comes in 5 minutes and tells you the same. And last week they told you the same, but you took action and nothing happened. So this is a game that the teachers themselves, they might have been told, yes, that they're going to be a strike, and they have not taken any measures because maybe they were watching from a distance to gather information and know who and who. Because once you say there's a strike this week and then it's just not going to happen, then you have already banished the school, or you have taken away the students from the school, then it means something is wrong somewhere. So let's not also be too harsh on the teachers and the principals and the board of schools. Let's listen to both sides. Let's listen to parents, let's listen to the students, let's listen to the administration. What are the issues? I know many parents have been complaining, oh, my kid was sick, the principal did not take my kid to hospital, they were giving them paracetamol, they were doing this. Again, you look at this issue, you are running a school of 2,500, you're running a school of 300 kids, and every child is complaining about a headache or a stomach the other day. It means then there'll be no learning process. So let's look at all these and have meetings that are mature enough to be able to sit down our students and tell them that strike is not a solution to every other problem in schools, because these students will come out here into the job market. Will they burn their jobs because the jobs are the administration of where they are working is not working for them? Will they burn the streets because the government is not doing what is supposed to be done, because the government will always do the negative side of these things? So if we continue like this, training these kids that it is okay to strike in school, then the society we are leading, it will be a rioting society in future. So we are not just looking at today, we are looking even at tomorrow. So the underlying issues of discipline in school, discipline among the children, are this what type of kids? Because you can be disciplined. Let me tell you, you can have a child who is very disciplined at home, until when you're told that this kid can be able to do 1, 2, is when you get in shock. I've seen that too. I have witnessed that too, where you find a very innocent face, a very beautiful girl, a very handsome boy, very quiet, smiling and everything, and you think they are the perfect children. Until when you sit down with the teachers and their friends is when you get to know your own child. So number one, let's not be proud as parents and shouting. Let's understand the kind of kids we are raising, the kind of friends they're having, the kind of company they're keeping, the kind of people they're talking to because of the internet. You see girls are selling themselves at an early age of 13, 14 and leading to early pregnancies and HIV and all this because they want quick money on only fun-based online platforms. So as we look at these problems in these schools, we need to address the real core issues underground. Discipline, how are they disciplined? What are the rules that they need to follow? Let's make our students understand that these rules have to be followed. If you feel there's an issue, this is how we address these issues, this is how it comes. I wish we can have open discussion with these girls who burnt the Utumishi school. And also, I have had people complaining, oh, why are there CCTV cameras? Let me tell you, those CCTV cameras, if they were not placed in that dormitory, none of us today will have known what happened. We will say, oh, these girls are very innocent, they look very pretty, they are very young, and they are not capable of doing that. That is why there's always a designated place when you're in an institution where you can change your clothes about privacy. Oh, people who is watching the CCTV camera, who is doing all this. These CCTV cameras are important in every other institution, even where I am today. CCTV camera, because you will be blamed as a guardian, you will be blamed as an institution as to why something happened. Let it be seen in the camera that that child fell from second floor to third floor. You didn't push them. Let it be seen that they were walking in the hallway. Let it be seen. Let the CCTV cameras be there. But I'm telling you, and I'm sure of one thing, nobody's watching the girls naked, because there's always a place designated. Once you get out of the bathroom, this is where you change. This is what you do. Then you come out where the cameras are. There's always a washroom or a bathroom that is not CCTV covered, and that place is where you can just go change yourself, do your oils, do everything you want, then come out safe and sound. So we cannot just say that schools should be run without CCTV. In fact, if it was not for that CCTV camera, we will have not known what went and how it went. Make sure you follow us in more of these topics, follow our YouTube channel, Phyllis Shiko, subscribe and like and comment, and also all our social medias platform, Moses Basket Initiative. Adolescence doesn't have to be harsh. Adolescence doesn't have to be painful. Adolescence has to be an understanding. I'm also struggling with other adolescents, but again, as much as we are struggling as parents, then we need also to look for professional help from us so that you can be able to help you how to handle this teenage crisis that we are having in this country. It's a matter of talking, discussion, dialogue until we get solutions. I know people will say, oh, these kids, this generation does not listen. Then we ask ourselves as the guardian and the parents and the school administration, why are they not listening? So if the government is going to help, how is the government going to help us in this situation? Because all I am asking the government today is to allow all children to go home, have an early midterm, so that we can be rest assured that these problems are settled. Again, the prefects should be looked at because they are looked at as snitches, they are looked at as a problem, and prefects need to be protected because a school cannot run without prefects. Prefects are the eyes of the parents, prefects are the eyes of the teachers, and the prefects are the eyes of the students again. So we cannot do schools without prefects actually because they are the leaders of these students. So if we also want to punish the prefects, then it is very bad. So let's have a discussion in this topic. Let's not just look at one side and say that these kids are this, these kids are that. Let the law take its course with the girls that burnt Utumishi. Let the law be followed where it's possible. But where dialogue and mediation can happen, then that is where we want to come in and say, okay, these mistakes happen and these mistakes can be corrected this way. Let's love these children. Let's address the issue of lesbianism. Let's address the issue of indiscipline in school. Let's address the issues of confrontation. Let's address the issues of fear, because also these children fear exams, and this also brings panic attack, it brings anxiety attacks, and these attacks are bad because they block their reasoning, and the drug abuse issues of bang and heroin in schools. Who are these peddlers who are taking these drugs to school? Because it's affecting all of us. Even me as Phyllis, I've been affected in one way or the other through our adolescence. So when you get this information about the strikes, let's not just shout, let's sit down and discuss.